What's going on, guys? It's Jet Rod here, coming back at you. It's been a week. Feel like I need to put out some content at least once a week, just to keep the channel going. Just keep a little gas in the tank. I'll let you know how it's going. Once again, I didn't lift except one time this week, and I went a little heavy. I just warmed up with some flies. Worked up to 225, pushed 225 for as many reps as possible for a couple of sets. First set, 7 reps. Second set, 5, and I attempted the 6th, and I got stuck, and I think I could have isometrically held about 3/4 of the way up as far as I got. I think I could have held that almost indefinitely because I locked in and locked into that position, and I felt like I could just stay right there with that 225 forever, for a while, you know. Anyway, first PSA, I haven't done a shake of the day in a while. I'll get back to it eventually. But the Twinkie flavor that we talked about that's absolutely atrocious, I remedied it just with some ground cinnamon, okay? And a raw egg. I kind of thickened it up. I only mixed it with water. Actually out of milk right now. It's a strange thing in the Casa del Jet Rod. Del Jet Rod. It's strange for us to be out of milk, but we are. We're out of milk. We drink whole milk around here. Every now and then to get the oat milk going. And I am seeing some nice improvements in the physique. I'm still on a relatively serious deficit in the diet calorically. Still getting the fats and the proteins, carb loading before the lifts, and I'm kind of opening back up into carbs most days of the week in a lower amount, just working my way up, eating them strategically at a certain point in the day, usually in the evening. I sleep really well after I get some carbs. I get a good pump if I carb up and go lift, but as of right now, in the life of Jet Rod, we're just going with the changes. We're rolling with the changes. Is whatever that guy's name was said for Mario Speedwagon. You know, he said, "Keep pushing, roll with the changes, buddy." That's what we're doing. Having a good time flexing. One day I'll figure out some posing, but now I'm down. I'm riding it out around 208 right now, and that's 10 full pounds down. That's a solid 10 pounds down because I'm weighing. I had 204 on the scale, completely depleted the other day after a long day of work. I was down to 204.6, and my urine was very dark. I had burned a lot of calories, a lot of fat got burned that day. And let's see, what else we got? The hack squat. Okay, so my lift the other day, I attempted to run to the gym. I've not just run in a while, and I was known growing up as a very fast runner, and have not run in a while. It's been a couple of years. Before I moved back up here, back home with my wife, where we're both from here. I lived down in another place, and I was on a men's softball team for a while, and that's the last time I had any real running going on in my life. But and that's been like, man, it's been like 3 years ago. So something had happened the other evening. I was sitting on the couch watching some TV, hanging out. Nothing abnormal, just a regular old evening for Jet Rod, hanging out. My left leg just seized up out of nowhere. Maybe somebody will comment and tell me what you think happened in this. I've had Charlie horses, I've had some cramps, but I'm telling you, from the inside of my left, down there on the interior, the inside between the hammy and the quad, whatever that is, whatever part of the, I'm sure, hamstring complex that is, all the way up through the groin, just seized up and I had to keep my leg. I'm talking about don't forget to change your kitchen towels. It went from here to here quick and just held, and there's nothing I could do, and I'm standing there, and it's late at night. The wee woo is asleep. It's not that late. It's late. Anyway. Luckily, my phone was on, and I yelled at my AI assistant. I said, "Call my wife," and it did, and she answered, and I said, "Please help." I mean, I thought something. I didn't know what was going on. I don't know. I've never had a blood clot or anything break loose on me, but I was thinking, I was like, did I have some mystery blood clot hiding out and it just broke loose and my body is now about to start shutting down? I could have cried. It was nuts. Anyway, but for the next couple of days when I would walk, I could feel that pulling. Like, it really affected me, and it held that tight for a good 3 or 4 minutes straight. Felt like an eternity. And you want to see that again? I'm telling you. Boom, just killing me. Anyway, I thought something had seriously gone wrong. So I mustered up the cojones the other day, and I was like, or a couple days ago, I said, I'm going to run to the gym. I'm going to get some run back in my life, because all the lifting is great, and I work, and I do a lot of function. I'm very functional. I can function. But I've been running and all, and that's a primary human function, especially for me and people like me who grew up in a very athletic environment where you had to be fast. And you had to be as fast as you could possibly be in your physical body. And there's some fast people where I'm from. And if I told you where I'm from, you'd be like, oh, snap. We know of a lot of people from there that are very fast. I'm from a place where a lot of famous athletes come from. Not me, I'm not a famous athlete. Possibly could have been. That's neither here nor there. But anyway, life does what life does. Anyway, so I started running to the gym. I got, how far is that? This way. I went this way. I might have made it a quarter of a mile before my fanny pack. I'm going to leave the fanny pack at the house next time. The power sack it was too much. It was just trying to keep hold of that thing, and I need to get a different one, I guess, if I'm going to wear a power sack. And I'm not strapping it around my shoulder. That's not me. I don't do that. I'm not doing that. I might even leave my cell phone at the house. That's right. Free balling into society. Anyway, so I ran and got to the gym, and I lifted. We got way off subject, the hack squat. Got to the gym, warmed up extensively, got some flies. I've been finding that flying every time is a warm up. Dumbbell fly, lying down, getting some real stretch and some real starting real light, and then working up to. I've worked up to all the way up to the 45s a couple of times. Just 3 reps at a time, real slow and good. And then moving on, maybe doing some dumbbell rows to warm up the back a little, and then going straight to the bench press. So I benched, and then I did wide grip lat pull down. Finished that off with a couple of sets of supinated, get a little more bicep involved, because I knew I was only doing 3 things. I only had time for that the other day. Third thing I did, I got on the hack squat. We're all the way back to that now. So I got on the hack squat. I was in my running shoes, which are not great for hack squatting. As soon as I got into a little few warm-up reps there, I threw a plate on. I got down and I realized, I said, this isn't it. I'm either not gonna hack squat or I'm taking my shoes off. But I don't have a foot problem. I just have a other people's feet problem, I think, which I think we all need to be conscious of if we're going to go barefoot in the gym. I don't want to get athlete's foot or staph on my feet or something. I like having feet, I like having some normal feet that don't have fungal issues. As somebody with foot fungus, I know a few people they're like, dude, you've got to take your other people's hygiene into your mind as well. You got to say, well, just because my hygiene is good doesn't mean that I'm not going to pick something up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So, I spent a good 3 or 4 minutes scrubbing the foot pad down on this hack squat, and people I know must have been like, dude, what is this guy doing? Because I lived at Planet Fitness. It's not some bodybuilding mecca. I got that thing cleaned off, and I've never done it. I've never been the take your shoes off guy. I just wear flat-soled shoes when I do this sort of lifting, like my Vans, or just Vans. That's what I wear. Took my shoes off, and let me tell you what, the Tarsals, I felt such a connection with the machine, with my body, with my heels, with my everything, my Achilles tendon. I could feel such a connection through every single rep on that hack squat after that, and it was so good. There you go. That's the point of the video. Take your shoes and try it. Clean the pad off real good before and after, and get some socked feet, or even if you're real brave, barefoot action on the hack squat, the deadlift, squat. I know they say that a lot of things are, running on Arnold and them used to say they would run on Venice Beach because the sand, something about the feet and the sand would lengthen and stretch the calf in a way that they thought made it grow bigger, which we know now through science that it's partially true. Anyway, I'll chat with y'all later.